Richard Miller here, and it's a beautiful Sunday in Chicago, and welcome to Never Not Here. And this is kind of like a really great period for us in midsummer, and a lot of new people coming on, new to us. And so, anyhow, I guess I won't talk too long. I'll just say welcome to Pamela Wilson, and look at this wonderful person we have here on our show. Thanks, Pamela, for coming.
My pleasure.
So I think I'm going to put our number up right away because I don't want to get into too much talking myself, but we're having a great time with the show. This is kind of like our European show, because this is the time when, it's just an afternoon show for us, or out in California, probably a breakfast show. And so then it's just perfect timing for England and for the continent. And you just come back from Dublin and London and France. And do a lot of people in France understand English, or do you have a translation when you do it?
I have a beautiful translator named Alexandra who gives satsang in Paris.
Huh. That's kind of nice, because when there's a translation, you get into the rhythm of it, but it's a little bit slowed down. And,
well, it's gorgeous, yeah, because then there's like deep rest, amplified.
That's a good way to say it, amplified rest.
Slow.
Yeah. So, I've been more and more at rest in these shows. And, I don't know, you remember me from before. I was pretty kind of speedy. I was thinking it's got to roll. It's got to keep going. Someone's going to turn it off.
Yeah. No rush, no time.
And, halfway around the world, there's not much space either. Are you busy this summer?
No.
That away.
August, I go to England and France again.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
So much of this show is about participation. Somehow I think participation is a big deal. Maybe it's not all that big, but I mean, we're so used to just sitting back and watching and being an observer. And so then when we can just get in the fray and just say, okay, well, this is my life, I'm going to live it. I don't know. What do you think? Am I giving too much importance to it?
Well, no, that's your affinity, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody is unique, huh?
Right. I'm trying to convince everyone to buy a webcam and get in this show, We don't only want teachers, we want callers.
Right.
So that's my thing.
Community.
Yeah, we're trying to make a community. I mean, we're making one for sure.
Yeah, it's already
not
happening.
Only trying, but we're not even making one. We're just discovering that it's already here.
Mm-hmm. So, are we waiting for people to ask questions, or what are we doing?
Yeah, let's wait for someone to ask a question. I put our number up there. I got our Skype up there. And unless you want to say something, you can wrap off a discourse.
So we're basically on, and people.
Yeah, we're on, and we got actually darn lot of viewers. Like about 5 dozen or more.
Mm-hmm.
And so somebody out there's got a question, and if not that, one of our old regulars will call in, and just say, "Okay, well, it's my turn again."
Oh, okay.
But this is definitely first come. This is a first come basis. We're not savoring anyone. So we're getting a Skype call now, and we'll just see who's on, and put up the red too. Make sure Pamela's up with the red. Okay. David, do you hear us?
I do. Do you hear me?
Oops, I kicked Pamela. Okay. Let's see. Do you hear David, Pamela?
Hi, Pamela.
Hi.
Hi.
Let me change the video here so you can check them out. Anyhow, you guys can dialogue.
Great.
Hi.
Hi.
I have, there's an echo, Richard. Big echo.
Oh boy. Turn him down.
Oh, there you are. Hello. Nice headset. Oh. So what's up?
I was told that you knew this guy.
Oh yeah. And you?
Unfortunately, I missed Robert. I got to come in contact with him two years after he passed on.
Uh-huh.
And I met Crazy Nicole.
Yes.
Yes. And so learned a bit about Robert that way, and she was very generous in sharing a lot of his satsangs with me.
Oh, beautiful.
And boy, did he go right to the center of my heart.
Then you know him for sure.
Yeah. And met a few people who did hang out with him quite a bit. They related a lot of his antics to me.
Yeah.
So he was a very playful kind of, serious but playful kind of guy. But anyway, the question I always try to find the right words to ask this question, and I think I'm going to not try to do that. I'm just going to let incoherency rule the moment. I'd like you to talk about when you clearly when you see the game of I see the game that the ego plays, and I also am fascinated. I'm also bewildered by the identification is so strong, and it doesn't. How do I want to say it? You see that the flame is hot, but you continue to put your hand over it anyway.
Right. Yeah.
I think the best way I can explain it. Mm-hmm. I see the stories, but there's still this fascination to want to get involved with that story of me continuing in the future.
Right. Well, it's compelling. Yeah. But I just want to point out the obvious, and I know you're aware of this, but that you are that which is aware of identification. And you're also that which is aware of non-identification, right? Have you noticed that?
Yes, there is that which there is something there. There's an awareness of awareness.
There you go.
Yes, and that awareness can't. There's no form to it. I can't really know it, but it's absolutely, it's there.
Yeah. So you are that, of course, and then just for a moment, just noticing that if you can be aware of identification and non-identification, that points to that you are prior to both of those.
Absolutely.
That's it. Now just kind of like kick back into that for a little bit, because that's a really immense, comfy couch to be prior to duality of even identification, non-identification. So just rest there for a moment. And just for a moment, bless the fact that you are so deeply abiding as the immensity that you can be aware of polarities dancing in you. So it's just kind of like you bless it for a moment. Because it's, as we know, it's very impersonal. It's just functioning in consciousness, right? So you're the big space and you're just noticing the dancing polarities. And the freedom is also to be free from non-identification and free from identification. So already where you're abiding, where you live, to be able to see both of those and experience both of those points that you're already untouched by either of them. And just sort of allowing duality its play. You know what I mean? Just how curious it is, how amazingly vibrant and alive and eternal its play is. It's animated by the divine, so duality is animated by oneness. They're not two, you know. This is where Robert rests eternally as Brahman, and this is who you are, Brahman, ultimate reality, aware of duality, and just adoring its play. You know? The divine adores its creation, and it doesn't mind merging with it regularly, you know.
It seems to in this body. It seems to be fascinated by merging with high anxiety moments, more so than those that are, one would say, more pleasant.
Yeah. Yeah, so then there's just a misunderstanding in the body-mind that you could liberate. Some idea that there's some survival enhancement through anxiety, that somehow that makes awareness more alert. You know, and that's a real basic misunderstanding in the mind.
Go slowly with me. Could you? Okay.
So the mind has a misunderstanding. It thinks that it can enhance awareness through anxiety and vigilance and worry.
Yes. It appears to believe that.
Yeah, that somehow if awareness didn't have those prods, you would just kick back and completely melt into non-existence or something. Or
there's perceived threat. Whenever there's a perceived threat, mind gets busy and says, now I have to do something.
Yeah.
And also, there also seems to be, trust the power that knows the way seems to go out the window.
Yeah, but the mind needs your help in discerning. Yeah? If you're not functioning as the Satguru inside, as clarity and discernment, then the mind is on its own. Yeah? And it'll just offer you programmed survival assistance. Yeah? So just in this moment, really bow to the mind and thank it for eons of survival assistance. Really honoring it. It's also the supreme intelligence. It's also Brahman, but it's forgotten that. But just one bow, even if it's not. There you are. Just bowing to it. Now, what do you notice when you honor the mind? Anything is okay. No right answer.
Yeah, there's. It becomes very quiet. Everything becomes very quiet.
How curious.
the energy becomes very embodied rather than very mental.
How cool is that? One bow and it completely spread out the mind. Yeah.
So it's, what I have found is what I'm learning is that when the mind becomes overactive, I simply, most often, able to take some breaths, just stop for a moment, and just let, that consciousness sink again. Instead of going in the head, just stay. Yes, become more embodied, and then the anxiety it's not like it disappears, but there seems to be less identification with it. It just becomes an energy passing through rather than my circumstance.
Exactly. Definitely not personal. Yeah. But just for a moment, just bow now to the anxiety crystallization, because it's also the same consciousness. It would have to be life itself. Just really honoring it. Now, anything that's forgotten its true nature needs your assistance to remember. Yeah? So anxiety has forgotten its true nature, jumping around. You just bow to it, and it starts to rest, right?
Yes.
Yeah, see, this is your power as a sage. Anything you gaze at and honor its true nature, it just returns back to just pure consciousness. And that's what anxiety was wanting from you. It's saying, show me my true nature. That was what the identified mind was wanting. Show me my true nature. They don't want to give you identification services for another, 30 years. They're tired too. Yeah, so when we start to function as the sage within, everything comes to rest. Very nice. So simple, huh? One bow will do it. Thank you, thank you.
There is a belief that imposes itself that once this is seen, it should not return. The identification should not return.
Yeah. But can you sense, see, here's a belief, it's arising from mind, and underneath is a longing from the mind for identification to come to rest. How curious is that? So the mind and you, so to speak, awareness, are on the same page.
I'm really trying to explore this. I feel that there is not a depth of clear seeing, and as a result, this is what brings the strength of identification back, why I am not able to remain in awareness of the game and get sucked back into it. So there's something that...
That's thoughts assessment.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Now it's actually talking about itself. So just as a sort of refreshing invitation to the mind, tell it it doesn't have to do anything. No homework. For a second, we're talking about now, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it doesn't have to do anything. Doesn't have to get anything right. Doesn't have to abide or not abide. Oh, that's way too much. And what's noticed with this completely open, vast, empty invitation? No pressure for the mind. No pressure for the embodiment. No pressure for innocent awareness. Here there's no personal history, you see. You never identified nor not identified. All that just refers to the gorgeous human instrument. So identification is not subject or invoked by anything you do or not do. It's just a function in consciousness. It's like an RSVP. Hey, wanna come play again? And you can just say, no thank you, just resting here. Yeah.
Yeah, I lost you there for about a moment or so.
How perfect.
Or anything that you said.
That's good. Just rest.
And
Whoops. What happened? What is this?
Yeah, we lost him.
We lost him. Hey, Richard, do you tell me if there's another question?
Yeah, there is a question right now. Maybe we'll go to this. Okay.
Okay.
Let's unmute the phone. Hello? I don't know.
I'm here.
Okay. What's your name?
Okay, you can call me Al.
Say again?
You can
Oh, you
call
got the
me
red up
Al.
too for her? You got the red up for her? Okay. Say it again. What's your name?
Al.
Al. Oh, yeah. Okay, Al. Where are you calling from, Al?
New York.
Okay. Are you hearing okay, Pamela?
I
Yeah.
am, but I don't have a picture of Al yet.
No, you're not going to get one. He's on the phone.
He's on the phone. Hi.
Hi, I can hear you only barely.
Okay, I'll come a little closer.
No, I'll fix it. Okay, try it. No, I'll fix it. It doesn't have to do with you. Go ahead, Al.
Okay, thank you. Pamela, there is the experience of awareness and existence,
Nice.
but there's always a question, how do I know what the source of that is and whether it is not from the brain? Because whenever I'm here or I'm awake, let's say, the brain is known too. The body
Yeah.
and the brain is known. So how do we know that this attention or witnessing is not does not exists outside of when the brain is here or not?
Okay, so somehow there's an idea that awareness and the brain are two, right?
Yes.
Okay, so well, we know that it's the same intelligence that animates everything, right?
Well, that's the leap that I'm asking about.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just check that out, huh? We don't have to know anything. But life that animates a tree and life that animates the body is probably the same, right?
I think that there is some underlying reality, yes.
Oh, very nice. Okay, so that underlying reality might be breathing your body, right?
I think it's breathing the body and everything, yes.
Yes! Okay. All right, so that means it also animates the brain, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if we just set aside the concept of brain and the body, and even any concepts about awareness, and just kind of settle into that underlying supreme intelligence that's animating the body.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure whether to call it supreme intelligence, but it is a reality. It's an unknown.
Okay,
it's a
very
black
good.
box.
Okay, that reality, it's here, right?
Yes.
And it's animating everything.
It is everything, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So then the question, who is asking the question? Is it really you, or is it the mind?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Who is asking the question? I mean, consciousness might be a function of the brain, and the brain is animated by the black box.
Right. So, but I would suggest, it seems to me, and you tell me if this resonates, that it's the brain that wants to know, am I as well?
I don't know. I mean, it's a derivative of the brain, perhaps. I mean, what I'm suggesting is that consciousness, or this attention or awareness, or the sense of knowingness, originates out of matter, not the other way around.
Okay, but somehow there's some containment trying to happen again, and some sort of distinctions. And we could just, instead of touching the question, just welcome or thank the comparing function, or the judging function, or the distinction function, because it's trying to sort of separate reality again. And it's very innocent, because it thinks if it can separate things, it can get a little closer look at them, and then get to the bottom of what's true.
The problem is you come in really light sound-wise, and I'm not sure I got the last things you said.
Okay, so somehow it seems like there's a comparing function and a distinction function arising in consciousness.
Right.
Yeah, so just give it
but
a
again,
kiss.
remember, I'm asking whether that consciousness is brain derived. In other words, when the body is gone, there's no consciousness to that body any longer.
Well, not to the body, but there's big consciousness.
There's big reality or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So also in deep sleep, this, reality that you are withdraws deep into the unmanifest, into what we call non-existence, just for a yummy nourishment in deep sleep. And then it comes, in the morning, we call it I, the supreme reality, awakes back into, this gorgeous world of form. So there's no loss if it's in, completely unmanifest vastness, or if it, like the ocean comes back way up onto the beach of, this world. Has it lost anything? Doesn't it enjoy it all?
I'm having difficulty hearing through the phone alone. I hear most of what you're saying. Yes, I guess the question that I'm asking is, not sure what the question is that I'm asking.
Well, if consciousness is all pervading, and I know you know that, in the marrow of your bones. So consciousness is all pervading, yeah, and it is actually doesn't exist, or not exist. It's not subject to existence or non-existence. It just is. Are you still there?
I think we can answer still that work on that question and talk about because his question was pretty clear.
Yeah.
Maybe you can mute the phone. Okay.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful question. That is one of the fears a lot of friends have, is that when the body dies, also consciousness dies. But once again, it's the question, is consciousness limited? Does it exist only if it has form? And it's just a question of the hierarchy, really, of form over formlessness, which is a misunderstanding in the mind. There's actually no hierarchy between form and formlessness. They're not two. And both are sovereign in the sense that they are just supreme reality.
Hierarchy kind of means like, I prefer formless because that's what my consciousness is, and I've had form enough, for all these years, right? I mean, that's like a misunderstanding of the teaching, right? Let's see who we got. Maybe we got him back. Is this Al?
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, this is Alexander from Florida.
Okay, another Al. Okay, hold on. What's your name?
Alexander.
From Florida, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I want to present things from the perspective of awareness, and then ask a question.
Yes.
So it seems like the non-dual awareness for God is entertained with the principle of duality of the mind with all its creation. And there is a place where awareness or God is sort of like falling asleep, and then the mind is taking over and, going crazy and doing all its stuff. And it seems like what the mind is doing, from my observation or experience, is possessing the attention and keeping it away from the present moment. Mm-hmm. Because whenever attention comes back to the present moment, there is an opening and awareness starts waking up or slipping in.
So who is the mind, Alexander, that it's so powerful that it can kind of throw the wool over consciousness's eyes? Who is the mind, then?
I can barely,
Oh, you can barely hear me?
Yeah.
Richard, can you turn me up?
Yeah, I sure can.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
So, Alexander, I think that the mind is bothering you because it wants you to show it its true nature. It doesn't want to be the identified mind anymore.
Yes, so that's exactly where my question comes in. What caused that identification and that falling asleep, that awareness, that we're not mindful anymore of awareness?
Okay, but is that what you really want, or do you just want the mind to relax open and become practical, creative, silent mind?
Of course, the latter. And I love the answer you gave to the first caller on that.
Yeah,
I'm going to need to review that on the recording and really dwell onto it and practice it. That was beautiful.
Yes, yes. See, now the mind wouldn't be bothering you because unless it knows who you are. See, you're the sage. You already know your true nature. And it's saying, give me the pointing out instructions. I am tired of being contained object mind. Yeah. Now it's like a naughty student, right? It keeps bugging the master.
Yeah, it's confused and lost.
That's right. So ask the mind what it's really longing for. What would satisfy the mind forever? Just ask it. And anything it says is okay.
I don't get anything.
Okay, but it went silent, right?
Yeah.
Aha. Okay, so now thank it. Already it's relaxed back into its true nature, which is the same stillness or silence. And really confirm for it, this is your true nature mind. Same consciousness, same stillness, same emptiness.
Okay, as I do that, and that's typical to my experience, what happens is there is fear that rises. So in other words, there's an experience, an emotional experience parallel to when I do this kind of thing that is rising and sort of like contradicting what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, but see, you as the sage want to meet this because now the body is coming in with concern. And the body's concern is if I deeply relax into my true nature and if the mind deeply relaxes into its true nature, will we still be here? Will we still be safe? So all you have to do is just reassure the body now. Just say it's safe, it's natural.
That's good.
Yeah.
That helps.
Yeah. See, as a sage, you are the formless, you're the sovereign, really. So you want to just soothe your instrument. So you're just giving satsang to your body and the mind so everyone can rest just in true nature. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Alexander. You're well named.
I don't know what that means, but
well, you're a king.
I'll take it.
Consciousness is sovereign.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Much love to you.
Oh, much love to you.
Okay. Hey, Pamela.
Hello.
Hi. How are you there?
Very, very well.
What's that?
Very, very well.
Wonderful. Yeah, I was hoping we might be able to look together, all three of us, and everyone listening, into how you would focus us on us all being awake as one greater single no self, or all one self, with a capital S.
Isn't it already happening?
Oh yes. I wonder whether we're not maybe quite as conscious of it collectively as we might be, otherwise we wouldn't be here doing this show probably.
I don't know. I think consciousness just enjoys speaking about itself and being together, no?
Yes, that's certainly so. Yeah.
No reason other than enjoyment.
Yeah. There's a feeling of our one heart, body and mind coming into to our awareness, perhaps, which is very fun and very healthy and happy to be very feeling together. Feels like. I feel us feeling the stillness and the silence together. Being the stillness and being the silence. What are you feeling? Oh, you're blinking and looking away.
I'm gazing at the mountains.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing that all of this is manifesting effortlessly and automatically and flawlessly as whatever we are aware of.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for thanking me. Thanks to you. I'm not very far from you. I'm over here on Don Gaspar, living here in Santa Fe now.
It's a beautiful day. Hmm. Hmm. Hey, Richard.
Hi, I can feel it.
Yeah, it's beautiful silence.
Feels like it keeps expanding and growing. Our experience of it seems to literally liberate us from the moment before. We seem to open up like flowers or something on a summer day.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever felt how the flowers feel like they're singing even though they're silent? They're like singing and screaming in joy and happiness, and yet they're totally silent. It's a little bit like that, I feel like. We're like this field of flowers here, just silently screaming in joy and happiness at some level. Yet totally still and silent and not doing anything. Really.
It's kind of like I can really read your spirits, but in me, it's like my own experience. It's like my body is vibrating with the flowers. Maybe that's a way to say it. And so that actually I'm singing and screaming. I don't know what the flowers are doing, but they kind of evoke that.
Can you see me, Pamela?
You're on a telephone, Sperry.
Oh, I'm on a telephone. That's right. How do I call in so you can see me?
You have to Skype in. We're not seeing you on the phone.
Hi, Jonathan. I love you.
I love you. How are you? It's good to see your face.
Oh, I can't see you yet.
I know I don't have a webcam, so
got it.
I'm sorry about that.
That's all right.
But
I know you
I'm
as
still, let's see. I'm still reflecting or feeling or seeing the retreat with a lot of heart and warmth and benefit, and it was the best thing I've done for myself in a long time. I'm talking about the retreat in Kelowna for anybody else that is listening. My health situation, which was one of the big topics that I had there, as you may remember,
Yes.
has kind of gotten worse. And you can't help me with that, but I'm just trying to reconnect today to kind of reconnect with the quality of the heart and the depth of compassion that I found there. And so that's why I'm calling in today to kind of, I guess, since I left, it kind of attenuated to some degree, and it wasn't as easy. I can use this word to access, or it wasn't as present, or I didn't see it as much. I've been keeping up with friends, and that's been very nice and helpful. And I talked to a couple of folks that have been on retreat, and Spencer and Peggy and others. But I just wanted to call and say hi, basically, and reconnect.
Anytime. Yeah.
Where are you, in Colorado, or where are you?
I'm in Santa Fe.
Oh, in Santa Fe. Okay, home.
Home sweet home.
Yeah. Beautiful day here. I just wanted to thank you again, and it'd be nice to be able to go to France. I don't know if that is going to be in the cards, but maybe Hawaii. Who knows?
And I'm sure I'm going to come to the Bay Area in the fall.
Oh, good. For a couple of days, or?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, good.
Definitely. Just sending some warm, ultimate medicine, otherwise known as love.
The ultimate medicine.
Am I online?
Yeah, you're online.
Yes. My name is Reinhold, and I'm calling from Germany.
Hello.
Hello.
Wie geht's?
Good. Und dir?
Very well, thank you.
Okay. My question is, what is consciousness, the way you used it in the dialogue before the last dialogue? What does it mean?
Oh. All there is. Love, life, intelligence. You know what it is. Yeah?
So you say it is all there is.
Yeah. It animates all form, right? So if you just call it life, then there's no wondering about it, right?
I'm a physicist, and where does that matter, if it exists at all? I doubt that it exists, because there is nothing tangible. There appears to be nothing tangible. Where does it end, and where does life begin?
Oh, very nice. Well, for there to be, as a physicist, you know this, for there to be something, there has to be space, right? Space allows for all the galaxies and all that, no?
You are bringing me into trouble again because I don't believe that there is such a thing like space, because everything is so mixed and linked to each other that space does not even have an independent quality.
Oh, lovely. So then that, just what you spoke, is what I call consciousness. Everything linked. Yeah.
Okay. Then I really, yeah. Okay, now I understand what you mean. It's everything.
Yeah. So you know what's so funny is that language can sometimes clarify and sometimes obscure. So what to do?
In this case, it obscured. Yeah.
Temporarily.
In a way, doesn't it always clarify up to a point and then obscure from there on?
Oh,
even the
nice.
same language.
Yeah. So this is why sages are very fond of silence, because it's the original language and there can be no confusion. In silence, there's no misunderstandings, you know.
I agree, yes.
You're very bright and shiny.
Thank you. So are you. So let us rest in silence. I believe there's not much to say at the moment.
Nice, gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
Oh, it's a delight being with you.
Same with you.
Oh.
So, Richard.
Yes.
Anybody waiting?
Not yet.
So we can wait. We can enjoy the silence, and you tell us when somebody wants to step in. Let's see how this one unfolds.
Mm-hmm. That's so good.
Usually something will happen soon.
We don't know. Maybe that was the last happening. Happenings came to
rest in perception, and we'll see.
Pamela, it's Julie.
Yes.
I just saw you at the Canada retreat recently.
Hello, love.
This is kind of cool. So you're at your home, huh?
I am.
Yeah, that was an amazing, beautiful experience for Ananda and I, that whole retreat.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Are you there?
I am here, just loving you.
You sound far away.
Oh, maybe Richard could turn up the volume.
Oh, that's our weak point, it's the telephone. But that'll still teach all you guys to do Skype, and to get the webcams. Well, telephone is our stopgap, until everyone has a webcam in the world. We'll keep using it.
Yeah, I don't know if I really have a question. There was a lot of grief and loss that came up directly after leaving the retreat. I went to a pretty heavy, intense time, and that passed, and I saw a lot in that. And really, I just feel like what's calling right now is just to really look deeply, and I just feel a strong call to look wherever there's division and identification that happens, and everything, like not to avoid facing anything. That's what's being called upon right now. So if anything, I'm just like connecting with you and saying, for support in this.
Yes. And be gentle in the looking, you know? Be really tender with yourself. Because it's so courageous to look that deeply, you know?
Yeah, and what's interesting is it seems like everything, there's not like a whole lot of things that cause identification and division at this point. It seems like even those things, it seems like they're all connected to one thing, like one core misunderstanding or belief, and maybe not, but that's all I can find. It keeps coming back to this core thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good in a way. There's not really a whole bunch of things, but there's this one thing that I find seems very, very deeply locked into the body-mind system. And so it just feels so deep in, you know, like I really, but it's just that one thing, you know. So again, it's just like putting my attention on that.
That's it. And it you know, the only thing that could bring it to rest is you as compassion, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot simpler now.
Yes, so
like
true.
I'm not so afraid of the identification, and I don't know, I was so afraid of that because of the pain it causes, but it's just like, it's almost like this is my thing. It feels really big and really like a lot, but this is like, feels like this is my thing to liberate. I just gotta, I don't know how, of course, but like just like like the mind doesn't know, but just to have the offering there, like I'm willing, you know.
It's beautiful. That's so beautiful. So here we are. Love itself. Are you still there, Julie?
Yes, I am.
Oh, good. Yeah, so just really a deep bow to your natural courage and immense heart. And just this that is presenting itself is very wise to come sit with you. It knows you can bring it to rest, you know. But all my love to you and Ananda.
Mm-hmm. I will tell her.
Okay.
She loves you so much.
Oh, I love you both.
Mm-hmm. We have this picture of you and her, and it brings her great comfort to have that.
Oh, sweet.
So we are very much looking forward to seeing you again.
Yeah, in the fall, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Pamela, thank you so much.
Thanks, Julie. Okay, we have someone on Skype. You see her already, I think.
You, hi. What's your name?
Yeah, you're on Skype. You're on. Do you hear us?
You can listen to me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I'm very happy. It's Alexandra.
Hello.
What's your name?
Alexandra.
Alexandra. Mm-hmm. And where are you
I'm
calling from?
From France.
Bienvenue.
Thank you.
Oh. So is there a question?
I have a lot of questions for you.
Yes.
My greatest problem is what to do in the life. What kind of work? And since a few times, I discovered Never Not Here and listened to all of these people who discovered awareness.
Yes.
And their job is to talk about this And
yes,
my question is, if I discover our awareness and I live in this state of peace, my job is to talk about this, or maybe I can send pizza or do any kind of work.
That's right. Anything. Yeah, because the main invitation of life itself is for us to realize our true nature. Yeah, and then everything else unfolds from there. So, is there any remaining doubt about your true nature? So, who are you really, Alexandra?
I lose my true nature when I think about my job and how I can earn money and how I can live. And,
yes, so thought goes into worrying, yeah? Yeah, so but thank thought for a moment. Thank thought for worrying and wanting the best for you. Would that be all right to thank thought?
It's difficult.
But you're the one that can hear thought, right? You're listening, and thought is thinking, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you can hear thought, that points to that you are not thought. You are that which is aware of thought. So we're just being curious about that. So you're
you're still here?
I am still here. So you notice that you're that which is aware of the mind, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, very simple. Yeah. So awareness. Go ahead.
Yes. For me, it's difficult to keep in the attention of the consciousness. When I do something, I lose this attention. So I lose.
Yeah. Okay, yes. So just for a moment, bring your awareness into the right side of the chest. Le côté droit de la poitrine. Just bring awareness there. And just rest for a moment. Just resting awareness in the right side of the chest. Just resting. So when you rest there on the right side of the chest, what is noticed? Anything is okay. There's no right answer.
So the life is completely different.
Life is completely what?
Different.
Yes. Yeah. See, you weren't meant
I just have to follow the rhythm of life. And
yeah, you could just follow your feet.
Is it enough?
You notice your feet, they just go where they go, yeah? And you're along for the ride.
I'm afraid of not having enough tomorrow.
Yes.
For example.
Yeah.
Yes, I can say I follow my feet, but tomorrow.
Yeah. Now, is there enough for today? Is there enough
there is
for food and shelter?
Yes.
Yeah.
For today.
Yeah.
Yes. Today, tomorrow, a few months after, I don't know.
I know. So one of the gifts of this naturalness that we are is that it's very practical. Yeah. So what I notice is that the body mind are very sensitive, and if this that we are isn't being practical in terms of having a job, if that's required, then the body and the mind will get nervous, right? Yeah. So it's really good to be practical and have a job, because then the body and the mind can rest. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I know that it sounds so mundane, but I noticed that for a while I didn't have a job, and my body and mind would get very nervous. So anything that supports the body and mind resting is really helpful. Yeah. Because if the body and the mind are nervous all the time, then it's very often can be challenging to rest in our naturalness. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Where do you live in France?
In the south of France, Pyrenees, near Lourdes. You know Lourdes?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm going to be right there, I think, this summer. Yeah.
Yes, I'm very happy to talk to you.
Oh, moi aussi.
Ah, vous parlez français.
So your heart, just know that your heart is already awake. Your heart has never ever identified so it's just the mind that needs a little extra love. Because this that we are never identified or not identified. It's always just been here. And it resonates with simplicity and naturalness.
Yes, I can touch it when I see you. It's so natural. Yes.
Yeah, but it's the same. See, you wouldn't resonate unless you were the same. See, it's like music, harmony and music. Yeah. So we're all the same, yeah? Just the details are different. Same innocence. Same love of, all the goodness, all of what's true. Same friend. Same sensitivity as well,
Thank you.
Good. Lots of love. I hope to see you in France, huh?
Yes, maybe. I don't know. Yes.
Oh, pourquoi pas?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So it's Fire of Truth. I saw that Fire of Truth was calling.
Maybe Fire of Truth is going to come on. He's working on it.
Beautiful.
I just leave him on there and see. Maybe he doesn't have a... Are you on Skype?
Hi, yes, I am.
You don't have a video, correct?
I don't, no.
That's okay, that's fine.
No.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
Mary Lynn, calling from New York.
Thanks, Mary Lynn.
I'm just wondering how I can turn down... Oh, okay, I see. I'm trying to turn it down so I'm not hearing...
Oh, yeah, you just hit the
there
minus.
We go. Okay,
put your cursor over minus and click it a bunch of times.
Okay, I'm all set. Thank you.
Thanks, Mary Lynn.
Hi, Pamela.
Hello, love. How are you?
Sit back a little, Pamela, because they run ads on this TV thing, and I'm afraid they'll be hitting you in the chin.
That's okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm going to do my best with having a clear question. I feel like I'm a little bit coming from different places here. I just ended a 7-month, really nice relationship, but it was a painful ending. And what I'm finding is that I'm kind of back in the search, maybe a little more deeply than I was while I was in the relationship. And let's see, how do I want to say this? I don't like that I'm searching, but the reality is that I am. I don't feel that I have a full awakeness, and that's what I'm looking for. And I feel really tired of the game.
Yeah, then just agree with all that. Really just agree inside. Just yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're aware of the seeking and the searching, and I know you know this, just for a moment, just welcoming it. Because it's coming to sit with you. Something, of course, got triggered by the breakup.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's coming to sit with you as the heart of hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just being warm with it, We're, wearing as this formless awareness, we're wearing this gorgeous sensitivity that we call the body, which is the same consciousness. That it was designed to feel so deeply. So it's being true to its nature, and yet it wants the medicine of compassion, right?
Yes, definitely.
And that is who you are.
And I don't always know that. I seem to lose that or forget that.
Well, it's more that we just get involved with activity, right?
Yeah.
And that's so natural. Consciousness likes activity.
Yeah. And one of the questions I have is, should I just drop trying to find a relationship, to just be with this?
Yeah, see, I think there's a lot of sense in that wondering.
Yeah,
certainly don't want to find a relationship. Because if you can find it, you can lose it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because then the relationship becomes an object, and the partner becomes an object.
Yeah.
Then we're back in the whole mess again.
Yeah, it is a mess. But what happens for me is I can get lost in that, and there's a lot of confusion about how to let it be how to be okay with what I want.
Well, let's get it. See, the mind is joining the inquiry in order to help.
Okay.
just give the mind a kiss, because that's not the mind's department, your romantic life. Yeah? But
it's not the mind's department, you said?
Well, no. Do you really want your mind directing?
No.
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 Okay, so just adore it. How charming. The mind wants to fulfill all your desires.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just adore it and thank it.
Yeah.
So it's all very, very simple. What we do know is that love itself has a resonance with love and loving. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So just really honor that. Love loves. It's its nature, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so this natural loving and longing to love just rises in consciousness, and it rises up and it hits the brain, and then the brain clicks into gear like, I can help you, right? It's adorable.
Mm-hmm.
So now just allow this longing to love to rise up, just welcoming it. And now just really bowing to it, invite it to reveal its vastness and its depth. It's really honoring it. It's love itself, and it wants to be uncontained. And what is noticed when you invite it to reveal its vastness and its depths? What is noticed?
What I notice coming up is the mind and the fear that it has caused me to, as you said, treat relationship as an object, and has caused the ending, possibly, of relationships because of that.
Well, yeah, you can give it complete amnesty because it's an innocent human misunderstanding. You know, everybody's done that.
Yeah.
So just let it know that all is well, and that it can come rest here, you know?
Yeah. I can see that was the other thing that came up, was that this mind is wanting just the love.
That's it. It wants to be included in this big love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's also made of love.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is.
Yeah.
So it's like you could just say to the mind, come here, come here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And cradle it.
That's it. Yeah. I'm just so happy that you're bringing this love that you are to the mind, because as far as I can tell, it's that which brings the mind to rest.
Yeah, it's what it's been screaming for.
That's it. And it thought it wanted a darling or who knows, and that could bring it to rest. But really, it just wants this all-pervading gentleness to include it.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
So I see that the mind is then kind of jumping and saying, well, then what do I do?
Yeah.
And I see that it's, the response is just the love, the love can respond to that.
Absolutely. And it'll be a very unique satsang,
Mm-hmm.
Just fresh in the moment.
Yeah.
Because you can see, that the mind also has a heart, and it's like eager beyond eager to serve you,
Mm-hmm.
But it's best to show it its true nature so it can rest forever. Otherwise,
that's what I feel like I'm looking for, and I'm not sure I've been successful at that.
But you are already at rest.
Okay.
This is why you can be aware of restlessness. But see?
Yeah.
If you were restlessness, you couldn't be aware of restlessness. So you're just this deep, unmoving heart of hearts. And restlessness keeps sort of dancing on your chest, going, hey, hey.
Yeah, I see that.
That's it. So just consider yourself home, so to speak, and now you can just liberate the mind.
Yeah. That feels really, really true.
Yeah, because the divine romance starts within. It's are we going to pervade and permeate and soothe our body mind until it just relaxes back into its oneness,
Mm-hmm. So it's just the recognition kind of over and over and over again? Is that really the key?
Oh, well, you see, that would invoke very high standards, wouldn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, so it's nothing different than you hit your elbow and you start rubbing it.
Mm-hmm. I see, yeah.
You'll notice some unrest within, and that's just the invitation to be satsang, to be this kindness and clarity.
Yeah.
And there's no rules, and it'll be unique and spontaneous, and yeah.
So it's not like I'm setting up an agenda to make sure I do this over and over and over again.
Well, because that's time, and it's
right.
Some presumed lack of here-ness and wholeness and wakefulness.
Mm-hmm.
Now, wakefulness is here; it's all there is, and out of compassion, it will soothe. Because everything just wants to come home back into this big heart,
Yeah.
And
then, I really feel that.
Yeah. See, then love is here. Love is full. Love is being intimate with everything, with its own body, with its own emotional body and mental body, until there's no distinction anymore. It's just a field of yes and sweetness and strength. Mm. Yummy, I can feel that.
Yeah. I was just looking to see if I could see your face again, and it's not there, but I see it anyway.
That's right. Same face, same heart. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. So no pressure here. I mean, wakefulness just is. I mean, that's what all beings are, all trees are, all mountains are, you know. Everything is this. And yet it will notice restlessness or apparent lack or apparent ...
Mm-hmm.
That's just so beautiful, just misunderstandings coming to sit with understanding, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
this,
in terms of the search, my sense is that will end when it ends.
but you see, you were never seeking it. It was just the body mind wanting to turn back to its unconditioned naturalness.
Yeah.
So it's actually a blessing that you notice it.
Okay.
And just invite it to rest.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and just say yes, yes, yes. I agree. Let's all rest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So seeking is welcome here, and searching is welcome here, and all innocent misunderstandings are welcome here. This is who we are, all welcoming, vast, spaceless space, you know. Every bird flies through us. You know. Everything is happening within this unmoving heart, really. It's good to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Richard, I see you.
Yeah, I came back.
Oh, how beautiful.
I love it when you say even the mind has a heart, you know. And then all our
Absolutely.
preferences start to evaporate, you know, which is really...
Oh, the mind is just all giving. It's service itself. It's always at the feet. And yet, but it's a tired servant, so we invite it to rest and know itself as the same supreme heart, you know.
So can I ask one other thing that I'm noticing is coming up?
Please.
So what's there is the question of, okay, so do I continue with, I have myself online, and I know you can't answer this, but that's what's there for me. And what came to me is, just allowing that to be loved as well.
Yeah, and the more
asking the question.
Well, just the more you love yourself, so to speak, just allowing awareness to turn around inside and just bow and adore and do a full prostration to itself.
Yeah.
That breaks the whole spell, the imaginary spell of deficiency and unworthiness and less than, that is the human misunderstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Just as you just bow to yourself and adore and permeate.
Yeah, because that is what I'm looking for out there, and I know that needs to come from
No,
here.
You first.
What was that?
You first.
Yes, right, exactly.
And it's so funny to ask the partner to adore and permeate.
I know, and I've known that. It's just I haven't been able to stop wanting that.
Yeah, but it's consciousness's own longing to celebrate. Yeah?
Yeah, it is.
But first, prostrate to the uniqueness of this that you are.
Yeah, that's great. I love that.
Yeah, you're divine. We're all divine.
Yeah.
And it's rare that one deeply honors this innate gift of manifest divinity that we are, and it's just, oh, wow.
Yeah, no matter how it shows up.
Right.
Right. That seems to be the key, because it's easy to love the, the fun and the joy and all that. It's harder to love the unworthiness and the other.
Yeah. But the unworthiness is just the divine quality under pressure.
Yeah.
The unworthiness is it's just humility,
Yeah, it is. It is. Thank you so much, Pamela.
Oh, thank you. Keep bowing to yourself.
I will, absolutely. I'm really touched by that. So thank you.
Okay, love. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I love, Richard, how you go behind the curtain like the Wizard of Oz.
Right. Well, nobody else sees that except you. You're privileged.
I have now reported that to all beings.
All right.
I
don't know. It's so cool. Like, you say, even mind is a heart. And I don't know, the way you go about it is really, really all-inclusive,
Oh, yeah. Well, there's nothing other than this.
Because so we're used to saying, oh, no, there's mind and then there's heart, and I think I'll have a preference.
Now, this is why the mind can be so energetic, is because it's animated by the divine, It is Brahman, it's absolute reality, and it's just bouncing in there because it's so tightly contained. It needs more room.
Right, spaciousness, I think, is important. Right. Is definitely important, especially, space among your beliefs, if they're all wedged in there so tight, there's not even a room to turn your neck, what's going on?
It's very funny, like the mind, it might have had this idea. It wanted a horse or a car or a house or this or that, but really what it wants is big, big space, lots of room, so it can spread its wings.
Yeah, freedom.
Freedom,
really freedom is like so important.
Yeah.
Right. In one of those calls, I was thinking about a time when I left one of my best early girlfriends, and I thought, my God, I just knew she was all right, and I knew I was all right, and somehow I've never really suffered too much over separation.
Mm.
Even if I totally loved her and totally wanted her, and I thought, no, this has got to be the best, because where she's at is not here, and I want her to be whole. I don't want her to be reaching out for me.
That's very loving. Yeah, Lester Levinson once told me the most remarkable thing many years ago. It was such a shocking thing to hear. He said, let the other one do what they want. Like, what? How shocking. Oh, yes. So do we have anybody else aboard, so to speak?
Yeah, we're not going to swing right into him, We get our little chance to have our own time. It's been a real active, beautiful night, and a lot of viewers, I'll tell you. So...
I hear music.
And where are you calling from?
Oh, I'm calling from Virginia. And hello, Richard and
Pamela.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. So, my question is, that I've noticed that I've let go a lot of identification with past painful experiences, and really looked at that whoever was causing me pain is consciousness just like I am, but they're just, experiencing momentary ignorance, and forgiving them for that, and forgiving myself when I also have momentary lapses of ignorance.
Yeah.
And similar to a previous caller, I actually have been working, but the work that I do is freelance, and it's been dwindling to practically nil.
Ah.
And as you were suggesting, I was looking at, how am I in this moment? And, they're like, okay, everything is copacetic in this particular moment. And at times, there's still a strong feeling to want to create a life where there's more, I really love meditation and satsang and communing with people who enjoy those things. And so there's been an ongoing strong desire to create a life where there's more of that, as well as creating a life where there's more abundant flow of finances. So I realize that that's, the mind trying to figure things out. But there's still a desire to sort of have a positive response to those desires. So I was wondering if you could comment about that.
Yeah, well, I like to go back to the to just naturalness, to who we are, and because by nature.
Turn Pamela up a little bit, please.
Yeah, can I be turned up, Richard?
Yeah, let me turn you up a little.
Okay. So we have a resonance with being unlimited because that's our nature, yeah? And then, limitation might creep into the picture, which is also part of the play, yeah? The play between unlimited and limited. So it's very natural, these longings to be unlimited, to have abundance, to have abundance of free time and all that. So I would just really honor that this is consciousness's resonance with being unlimited. Just really agree. Just yes, I agree. Because the play of limitation allows us really juicy Shakespearean experiences, which is why limitation offers itself. Because then we can become a person again and a worried object and all that. Yeah. And then solve things and rise to the challenges and surmount obstacles. And we're back into play again, right? So here's just this natural resting, and it says, yeah, it'd be really great to have a little bit more free time, and a longing to have that underwritten by consciousness or life, right? So I would just feed that with gratitude. It's natural.
Gratitude for the limitation.
See if you can speak real loud into the phone with your lips real close to the mouthpiece, because that way, when I turn up Pamela, or then I lose you.
Oh, okay. So let me see if I understand. You're suggesting to have gratitude for the limitation because it sort of gives me an opportunity to look at my unlimitedness once again?
Well, already if you're aware of limitation, that points to that you are the unlimited one. Because otherwise, only the unlimited could be aware of limitation. Does that resonate?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so now limitation is coming for a blessing. Yeah, it's coming for satsang with you.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. I can feel that. So it basically, everything is always asking consciousness, do you need my services? And basically, you don't need the services of limitation anymore, right?
That's for sure.
Yeah, so just really bowing to it, because it offered you beautiful Shakespearean services. You got to be someone and fight and all that good stuff. Effort. And now you can just stroke it and rest, rest, rest.
Okay, well, so what's coming up is that, okay, recognizing that I am unlimited, then there's a feeling or an expectation that there's an ability to create whatever I desire because I'm unlimited.
Yeah, but all of a sudden thought is coming in, and it's trying to grasp the imaginary magic wand. So the mind will take the ultimate truth and go, aha, let me play with this. Yeah? Now you don't want a middleman, so to speak. Can you see thought was wanting to come in and parlay, so to speak, or barter, or it was wanting to...
I definitely experienced that the mind is constantly surveying experience and saying, okay, what can I do to manifest this desire?
That's it. Yeah. So just invite it to rest and just thank it again. And just ask the mind, who are you? We're going to ask Ramana's great question, who am I? But ask the mind, who are you really?
Who the mind is?
Yeah. Who is it behind all of its roles and functions?
So are you referring to the mind, or you're asking awareness?
Ask awareness to ask the mind, who are you?
Okay. Yeah. Well, the mind, when it's being well behaved, is a service of awareness.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's misbehaved and it wants to be in charge.
Yeah, but behind behaving and misbehaving, ask the mind, who are you behind that? Inviting it to look freshly.
Well, it's really nothing. It's really just...
Okay.
It's not real.
Yeah, but let's stay with that a little bit longer, okay? Because we want the mind to realize its true nature, because otherwise it'll keep bouncing around. Yeah? Okay, so ask it if it notices that it hasn't lost anything when it rests into its naturalness, into its no-thing nature. Has it lost any intelligence? No. Okay, let's stay with it a little longer.
And I would just add that when I meditate, I do experience a lovely sort of peace and just well-being. Everything is okay.
Right. Yeah, see, that's your naturalness, and the mind wants to live as that as well. So ask it in this moment, since the mind is resting, how to support it so it can rest in its naturalness from moment to moment. Ask it if it has any wisdom for you about how to support it.
Well, for it to pay attention to awareness, to pay more attention to awareness.
Okay.
Instead of to itself.
Well, it's the same awareness for sure. So ask the mind if it notices that there's no threat in any present moment, even this moment.
That indeed has been noticed.
Very nice. Yeah, now let's really bow to that, because it's a very rare mind that notices that there's no threat from moment to moment. So we could like just totally bow and honor its clear seeing. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, the mind is Brahman. It's absolute reality, just the way we are. When we honor it, it naturally comes into its own, so to speak. It rests. Thank you for your clear seeing.
Well, thank you for
Thanks for your call. I'm sorry the phone was going in and out. We could hear you and then we couldn't, but
I'm sorry about that too.
okay. But thanks for your call, because Pamela heard you.
Lots of love.
Okay.
Hello, what's happening?
Okay, I got to do a little slowing down here, but we're kind of coming back to it. Okay.
Hey.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, good. Hi, Richard. Hi, Pamela.
Hi.
Hi.
Tell Pamela your name and where you're from.
Hi, Pamela. It's Derek calling from Vancouver.
It's Derek?
Derek from Vancouver.
Oh, from Vancouver. Great.
Yeah. Something the last caller said really resonated something with me when I called in. I see how there's been a really deep surrender after happening. And I see how the mind starts up again, and just something around work and intention. I see that the company I'm working for, I get the clients myself and I do all the work basically, and I have no real intention to succeed anymore in anything. It's almost, sorry, my screen's after crashing there with Pamela. I wonder if you can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
So no intention required. Yeah, so no intention required, right?
Yeah, the bit that comes in that I get when I don't get any clients for a few days, or if nobody's calling in or something, what happens is I have a sense of guilt or of shame that I'm not manifesting, that I'm making some kind of mistake, that I'm like, this kind of contraction appears in my body as if I'm to blame. And I know that's ridiculous, because most of the time I don't even feel like there's anyone here anymore, or there's just wide open space, but there's a deep kind of sense of my lower chakras of kind of clinging, of almost like, it feels really like young, or something, like I'm to blame, or it's my fault, or and I buy into it to some degree, and I thought I'd ask.
No, but the reason it's the past is coming for a blessing, right? It's coming for satsang, and it wants to know what's true. Yeah, so it's trying to invoke you as a sage to give satsang inside. Yeah, because we hang out as space and nothing, and kind of ignore what's happening in the body. So then the body starts going, hey, sage, hey, is this true? Should I worry about it?
It's like the power of any intention from me to create anything new is almost completely evaporated in my life. And then what I do see is seed almost. It's like almost a fear of like, almost wanting to fail, or almost wanting to not be good enough, or thinking I'm not good enough, or something along those lines, and then feeling guilty because when I see that there's no clients coming in, like it's supposed to, I'm to blame. And I know before, a few years ago, I'd go to the other side of the spectrum and I start thinking positive thoughts and trying to. That just feels so
artificial.
Artificial. I can't even muster up the energy to do it. So
that's right.
You know what I mean?
So there's nothing to worry about because as this naturalness, it likes to arise and subside. Yeah. And clients also do that, don't they? They arise and they subside. So but I really invite you to permeate this misunderstanding from the past. It's just a little bit of humanness that's left. And it wants to know, that part of the emotional body wants to know if it has the same ultimate value as well. So it's you as the sage, you can just really bow to it and show it its true nature so it can come to rest. Because otherwise, under pressure, what happens is the conditioning arises, right? Under pressure, perceived pressure. But there's a gift in that because it's asking for freedom, yeah? It's saying, hey, give me my freedom.
Like, it seems to, like, not very much compared to before, but it seems to have some sort of pull still where it, like, for maybe like an hour or some period of time, it will still pull me back into that storyline of, like, it feels really young of not being good enough or shame, or I can't really describe. It's just a feeling in the body, just a deep kind of sense.
Yeah. But as soon as it's like a leftover from the role play, because as soon as we became someone, it was actually accurate because we weren't real, and thus we were deficient and not enough and everything. So there's just a little trace of that in the system left, yeah. And you just like completely can get really close to it and touch it and reassure it. Because then it'll just completely soften and relax back into just open space. Yeah.
It's like something in my system still can't believe that couldn't be possible, that I just could be good enough the way I am, or that I'm not good enough, that that's not true, that's just totally not true. It's like I'm still trying to cling on to something.
That's because, it's funny, it's ultimately a misunderstanding about formlessness. I mean, this is just the result of my own inquiry, because I just kept getting curious about that movement, that value, no value thing. And really, there's a misunderstanding, and it's very innocent in formless awareness, that it's nothing. Yeah? It's nothing, and it is nothing. It's not a thing. Yeah? And then the next movement is, uh-oh. And then from there, it's like somehow like formlessness is less than. And it's not the great jewel of consciousness because it hasn't emerged yet or bloomed yet. And it's from when we were very, very young, when we were absolutely nothing, and still are, of course. But it's a misunderstanding and a misperception. And so you can just adore it because it's kind of sweet. It's consciousness saying, do I have any value? Or am I just nothing? I'm teasing.
It's like there's still some distance in it because I'm afraid of it. It seems to like pull me into the story again, where it's like, and it feels like it goes from just this open sense of love for everything to just this sense of closeness again, and it feels so like, oh, this feels terrible.
Yeah.
It just feels it's hard to just meet it totally because there's a fear of it that maybe it could be true, maybe I'm not good enough, or maybe it is my fault that we're not getting any clients. That kind of sense.
But just for a moment, this is why compassion is so skillful. It's just, can you see how dear this all is and how innocent? If you met a 5-year-old that was having those feelings, how would you be with the 5-year-old?
Big hug.
Huh?
Give him a big hug.
That's it. So that's what it wants inside. Yeah. Because nothing in manifestation refers to you. Nothing is personal. It's all just gorgeous. And here is innocent awareness saying, am I? Yeah? Am I? Yes.
Yeah, it's like these days it seems much easier when they come to the core of it to see that pure love and other people or things, but it's like when it comes to the core little things in my system, it still feels like, ooh.
Right. But this is the last frontier, so to speak, where this love that you are turns around and includes its own embodiment, its own precious, unique being. Yeah, and then you just like the sun, just beam that love that you are on this precious manifestation. Very, very precious to have a human body. They're the Stradivarius of form, So just really just bowing. And the ultimate truth and the ultimate refuge is really that we have no value and we have ultimate value. Both are true. So if ever the I have no value thing moves through, you can go, yes, absolutely none.
I know. That was like one of my deepest fears before, where like I had these things like where I used to think of my father telling me when I'm useless and not good for anything. And one day, a few months ago, I just stopped and I started laughing at controlling me because I saw in some ways, but I was resisting it all my life, and I thought, it's true in some ways. I am useless.
Yay!
It was such a relief. It's like, oh,
what a relief!
God, nothing. It's okay. Like, it was such a. I didn't have to fight it anymore, and it was like. And then what you said just became clear of the paradox of it. It's just like, yeah, a relief.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So here's another opportunity just to let this final sort of worries, apparent threat come home too. No more clients. Never ever again. Oh, sweet. Yes. So good to be divine and human, and neither of the above. I'm bowing to you, my goodness. Thank you.
Lots of love.
Oh, same. Thank you for Satnam. Hey, Richard.
How you doing? We're trying to get through, but I guess we could tell them it's all over.
Is somebody else on there?
Yeah, should we take them?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, we took them. Hello?
Hello?
Do you have a video?
No, I don't.
That's all right. We're going to forgive you this time. What's your name and where are you calling from?
But I do have Skype.
That away. You're going to have a better experience for sure.
Yes. How do I stop the echo here?
Say again? What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Ron from Louisiana.
Oh, Ron. Hi.
I'll make it quick because I know that you're actually out of time.
Well, you do your thing.
The 2 years ago, I moved back. I felt called to move back among some very conservative, religious fundamentalist kind of environment.
Yes.
And it's been great because it's grounded me in being quiet. I do find that when a certain person or certain people come into the room, before even thought comes up, there's a body reaction, like a tense up, even when I hear the door open, before the first thought comes. And that's what I came here to get over, that aversion and to be completely tolerant of everything and encompassing everything. And it hasn't happened, so I'm wondering what that's about.
Oh, well,
it's a physical thing, really.
I know, exactly. So it's so fascinating how the body will contract to protect the formless awareness. Yeah? Now, for me, I can just share my experience for about a year. Anytime the body would contract to protect, I would just thank it for trying to keep me safe. And after a while, it just stops doing that, because only a sage would thank the body for contracting to keep it safe. And then the body really gets, formless awareness doesn't need any protection anymore. So I don't know if that resonates.
So it took you about a year, you say?
Well, I had a very nervous body. I don't know about yours.
Yes, it's like a leaf in the wind, the slightest thing, and it's...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can also show the body its true nature, because it's also not an object. It's the same field of presence. But, it gracefully plays the role of human object. So many ways to liberate the body from the past. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But really honor your willingness.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to do. So.
Well, you're succeeding. Yeah, and it's not personal, as you notice. It's just a function, right? The body contracting. So it's not like you're doing it. It's all on automatic, right?
Yeah, it's not like a thought. It's not like, I hate this person. It's just like, this is a different type of consciousness, and there's something in my body that just doesn't want that.
Yeah, it's a preemptive protection.
Right.
Yeah. So you can just have a heart-to-heart with your body, or if do you notice any tension in your body in this moment?
Yes.
Okay.
It's faint, but yes.
But just bring your full attention there. And just in your own way, express devotion and gratitude to that intelligence. Not trying to change or fix it, but really honoring it as intelligence, as life, whatever word you like.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And how does it respond?
I think it's going to take some time. If I get very, very subtle, there's a slight opening.
That's it. Now just thank that. Just really bowing or honoring or expressing gratitude inside to that.
Is the defensiveness actually necessary? I mean, is it something that actually should be there?
No, it's an addition. Yeah. And it's also part of role play services, but it's also part of that ancient system of protection. But it's very innocent, It's
I
not.
think maybe the protection is actually needed.
Well, I don't know. How can somebody mess with formlessness or kill it?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And this keen awareness is the only so-called protection that's required. And it's omnidirectional, and it's pretty darn alert. Yeah?
Yeah, it's always on.
That's
very
right.
accurate.
Beautiful. So now the body and the mind have just a misunderstanding about awareness. They think it comes and goes or something. So they're providing backup vigilant services, which you don't need as a sage. Yeah.
Okay.
But anytime it moves, you just go, "Thank you, I'm safe." And after a while, they don't move. I was once in this huge earthquake in San Francisco, and I was on the telephone, and I was leaving a message for a friend, and that very sharp, immense tremor hit, and the body didn't contract, and the message kept, speaking to the person's phone message thing. And it was amazing. I was going, wow. After I hung up, I went, wow, body, you are amazing. It knew there was no threat, and there wasn't even a twinge.
Okay.
So it's totally possible, but it needs our help because it has a habit of decades of contracting with newness or the unknown or a new person. Yeah? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to work with it for a while.
Yeah.
It's very sensitive. Yeah.
That's it. And just adore its sensitivity and keep thanking it. And it'll completely come to rest like a lion in the sun.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, love. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Ron.
And I want to thank everybody for calling in and visiting and loving the truth so much that you know that you are that. Yeah, thank you, Richard. You look all melted.
I'm really all melted, Everything is just okay, no matter what comes up. It's and I can just thank it and bow to it. And say, come again.
Come again.
Come again, please. I miss you if you don't.
Okay. Oh, so good.
What a great show, I tell you. We really had a good attendance. I mean,
yeah, yummy.
We still have it.
So maybe in September or whenever you like.
Oh, absolutely.
Do it again.
No, I love it. No, anytime, for sure.
Okay.
We can call after this and we'll set a date. We'll get the calendar going.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Much gratitude.
Much love. Thanks for your beautiful Sunday morning at midday.
Yes. Yummy.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.